organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
In Like a Lion, March continues its streak of unpredictable weather. We have your latest forecast coming up.
And Nearly Naked, see why these students stripped down to go for a run.
And in sports, hoops talk. Courtside is on the way.
All that and much more is coming up on your Sunday edition of Daily Iowan TV.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning into your Sunday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Anna Theodosis.
And I'm Nick Robertson. We had another wet day with non-stop rain, and this roller coaster ride of weather won't stop anytime soon this week.
Yes, it's been either sun, snow, or sleet to start off our month of March. We go to our Daily Iowan TV weather reporter, Mary LaPlaca, who is outside the studio. Mary, can you tell us what we can expect for tomorrow?
As you can see, it's been raining out all day today, and this rain will turn into sleet by tonight. The sleet will turn into snow by tomorrow, with temperatures reaching into the mid-30s. Tomorrow night, it will clear off and reach a low of 18 degrees. I'll have your forecast for the five-day forecast later in the week coming up next.
Thanks, Mary. Teresa Wagner's discrimination case against a former University of Iowa dean has come to an end. On Friday, a Johnson County judge rejected Wagner's request for a retrial. Wagner was a part-time employee at the UI's law school. She sued the law school's former dean in 2007 after not being promoted to a full-time position within the school. Wagner claimed the school didn't promote her because of her conservative political beliefs. In October, a judge ruled that the law school did deny her promotion based on her politics, but they were split on whether the former dean could be held responsible.
Some laws that had local interest were funneled out by Iowa legislators this week. Iowa lawmakers moved to the so-called funnel phase of the schedule. This is when bills that didn't make it out of their respective committees are thrown out for another year. Some of the laws that were thrown out were legalization of medical marijuana, a bill that gets rid of statewide traffic cameras and surveillance drones, a law that would ban same-sex marriage in the state, and a bill that would make obtaining a gun permit more difficult. Lawmakers will have to wait until next year's session to reintroduce these laws.
And many people were running bare Saturday morning for a cause. Daily Iowan TV Whitney Blakemore has more on the story.
All right, you guys ready to run bare because you can?
Despite the cold weather, approximately 350 people participated in the 5th annual Nearly Naked Mile Saturday morning. While it may seem like these runners just wanted to show off their bods, the clothing they decided not to wear went to a great cause.
To make this event more about United Action for Youth than anything else, I think sometimes people forget that this is for a cause.
Participants are required to donate at least one article of clothing when they arrive for the event.
We wore our good donation clothes up here. We took a little jog up here, and then we threw them all off.
We checked in and just stripped down and gave it to them, but here you go, we don't need them.
But some choose to donate much more. One sophomore here, with the help of her family, donated over 200 articles of clothing.
Yeah. Well, we've been running this the past, 3 years now, and we just always try to come up with a creative idea for a costume. And this year we were like, well, what better way than to run in nearly naked.
Overall, 1,067 articles of clothing were donated for the United Action for Youth Spring Clothing Drive this Wednesday. Whitney Blakemore, Daily Iowan TV.
Clothing donations for the United Action for Youth Spring Clothing Drive are still accepted until Tuesday.
And still to come on Daily Iowan TV, Dinner for 1,000. See how members of the community paid tribute to women around the world.
And in sports, Daily Iowan TV's Courtside will catch you up on all the weekend action.
But first, let's go back to Mary LaPlaca with our 6-day weather forecast. Mary?
Thanks, Anna. This week's weather has been quite interesting with tons of rain, snow, and surprisingly nice temperatures. The good news is that we'll finally get a break from the crazy weather this later in the week with sunshine and higher temperatures. In our 6-day forecast, Tuesday will start off our week nice and sunny with high temperatures reaching up to 36 degrees. Wednesday will continue those nice temperatures with a high of 34 degrees and a low of 27 degrees. Thursday and Friday will reach the highest temperatures we've had all week with temps in the mid-40 degrees and partly cloudy. Saturdays expect a few showers but still nice temperatures with a high of 41 degrees. That's all I have for the weather. Back to you.
Some trees might be feeling a bit colder this week. The Iowa City Downtown District took down all 90 tree sweaters this weekend. The tree sweaters were made by local knitters for an artistic project put on by the city. This was the first year Iowa City tried this project. Organizers said they will be donating the knitted pieces.
The Iowa United Nations Association celebrated International Women's Day by holding the 11th annual Night of 1,000 Dinners. This dinner event offered ethnic food from around the globe and the perfect opportunity to give back to women worldwide.
We had a silent auction with art, gift cards, and the sort. The community kind of came together and provided us so many great items, and we raised $1,150 through the silent auction, so we're very excited about that.
The money will go to the United Nations Trust Fund to end violence against women. This organization benefits 89 countries and works to empower young women to move up within societies, as well as provide treatment and care to women who are victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. Also, organizations such as League of Women Voters, Women's Resource and Action Center, and Peace Iowa paid homage to International Women's Day by helping to make the event possible. The Night of 1,000 Dinners had their biggest turnout in years with over 200 students and community members in attendance, and they hope to continue this trend of success in years to come.
The UI Financial Aid Office is making an effort to educate students about how their financial aid works. This financial aid literacy program answers any questions students have and helps students set up a budget to pay off student debt. This is also another way for the school to lower the amount of students who default on their loans. Programs began this past week and is open to anyone at the school.
And you know, Nick, it was really good news, bad news for the Iowa basketball teams.
Yeah, a lot of up and down action from both the men and the women's team. And with that, we send it to Courtside for all of your weekend action. Guys?
Hello, what's up, and welcome back to Courtside, our weekly Hawkeye Hoops show, touching on everything black and gold. A lot to get to on this Sunday edition of Courtside, but we start with an Iowa men's basketball program continuing to rise. Our own Alicia Denez was courtside for the Hawks' 70-60 victory over the Cornhuskers of Nebraska and kicks off our show with our first report. Alicia?
Seniors Eric May and Kyle Ricker took the floor for their last time on Saturday in Carver Hawkeye Arena when they faced Nebraska. It was their senior night, but the team's accomplishments that they made throughout the game is really what stole the show. Coach Fran McCaffrey earned his 300th career victory. The team earned their 20th win this season. This is something the program hasn't done since 2005. And last but not least, Devin Marble earned his 1,000th career point. He joins his father doing this. This makes them the first father-son duo in Big Ten history. Now the Hawks go into the Big Ten tournament with the 6th seed facing Northwestern. They're going into it after this win with a lot of confidence and momentum.
The important thing is that we realize it's just a step. I'm happy for Eric to be the captain of a 20-win team, and I'm happy for our team to have accomplished this, but we're not done.
This is a lot of confidence. I don't know who our opponent is or anything like that, but it definitely gives us the edge, and to be able to come out play with confidence and hopefully make a run in the tournament.
Well, one player certainly hoping that confidence carries into this weekend, Eric May. Our men's basketball reporter Annie Costabile caught up with the senior after his final appearance at Carver Hawkeye Arena Saturday afternoon.
Annie Costabile standing in Carver Hawkeye Arena alongside Eric May, who just wrapped up his senior night. Eric, can you talk about your 4 years spent here, what they've meant to you?
Yeah, I'm always been proud of coming to Iowa, sticking with it. A lot of things have changed. It's been a big time journey. Coaching changes and injuries and tough seasons, but just like nights like this or days like this it's really special. Just having the crowd and all the support and great media and it's made it a really special experience, and I couldn't be happier.
And your coach and your players you've played with just spoke about the type of leader you've been, that it's not always vocal, that you lead by example. Can you talk about what do you think made you that kind of player? What has influenced your life and made you such a great leader for this team?
I just believe in, taking care of business, doing the hard work, do the little things. I think that's kind of what we've done to get to this point, is the little things, and they've really paid off. And, I think guys, they don't need somebody barking. Coaches are barking at us enough. They're coaching like they're supposed to do, so they don't need another guy yelling at them the whole time. I just try to do little things and do the right things.
It may have been senior Eric May's special day, but it's been freshman 7-footer Adam Woodbury walking tall in the Iowa lineup as of late, earning him his first ever Courtside Player of the Week award.
It seems like things may finally be turning around for Hawkeye freshman Adam Woodbury. After struggling to start the year, the 7-footer has come up big for the Hawks over their last 2 Big Ten games, averaging 10 points, 4 boards, and a swat a game in the Black and Gold's wins over the Huskers and the Illini, making him our Courtside Player of the Week.
And now that we have all our bases covered on the hardwood, we turn out to our full court press crew for a full recap of yet another wild weekend of Hawkeye hoops. Guys?
Yes, it's our final regular season edition of the Full Court Press. Ian Martin and Ben Ross in the Daily Iowan newsroom. Iowa men's basketball team winning 2 games, let's say handedly, not necessarily blowout wins this week over Illinois and Nebraska. Well, they looked good, though, without Mike Gazelle in the lineup.
Yeah, they did. Iowa, did a lot of things really well. Malsum Basabi did double-double, 9 defensive rebounds alone. Aaron White led the team in scoring with 19, and Adam Woodbury went 6 for 6, scoring 12 points for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, Hawkeyes looked good against Illinois as well. Those stats all from the Nebraska Huskers game, senior day for Eric May yesterday. So Mike Gazelle probably going to be back for the Big Ten tournament against Northwestern. Is there any downside to that? Throw off some chemistry? Looks like they're gelling without him.
Yeah, some people may think that, if it's not broken, don't fix it with the Hawkeyes lineup. But I think having their court general back in the lineup will certainly help them. Devin Marble has been gelling pretty well, but I think Mike Gazelle still brings in more benefits.
I think if we can glean anything from Gazelle's timeout, it could be that if it comes down to crunch time, maybe Gazelle's not on the floor, because Marble certainly likes to create and is that go-to player if he's the point guard. He likes having the ball in his hands and creating off the dribble as opposed to coming off of screens and looking for Gazelle. Let's switch gears for a second, go to the women's. The women will be hosting the first and second rounds here in Iowa City. Are they a bubble team? They've kind of limped in the last few games of the regular season.
Yeah, they're really struggling. I think that if the games weren't being hosted in Iowa City, the Hawkeyes may not get a tournament bid, but they are more lenient with these home teams, and Iowa sort of just squeaks its way into the NCAA tourney.
Yeah, I think actually you could make the argument that the loss in the second round of the Big Ten tournament might actually benefit the Iowa women better, because they'll probably be a 10 or 11 seed now as opposed to an 8-9, which means you're going to lose to a number 1 seed in women's basketball in the NCAA tournament. So we shall see. We'll see what happens with them, and we will see you after spring break. For Ben Ross, Ian Martin, that was the Full Court Press.
With yesterday's victory, the Hawks secured the 6th seed in this week's upcoming Big Ten tournament and will take on the Wildcats of Northwestern in the Windy City. As Ben and Ian mentioned in the press, the Hawkeye women wrapped up Big Ten tournament play this past weekend, and Bluter's Bunch's 76-61 loss to the Huskers will certainly make things interesting come Selection Monday. Behind a 25-10 run spanning both halves, the Huskers pulled away at the Sears Center in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Hawks can officially consider themselves on the bubble after finishing just 20-12 on the year and stumbling down the stretch. Well, that's all for me here at Courtside. More coming throughout the week, including full coverage of the Big Ten Wrestling Championships taking place in Champaign, Illinois over this past weekend. Guys, back to you at the desk.
And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at Monday's edition of the Daily Iowan. See what the state is going to do about expanding access to mental health care.
Plus, see why Blue Zones are suggesting people join faith-based communities and read what local communities have to say about it.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.